I ate a salad with oil and vinegar the other night. Welcome back! This is a video that has been so highly requested on my channel for so long. I've been putting it off because I wanted to really take my time on it and do it right. So here I am, Tuesday night at 11:28 p.m., the evening before posting. The first thing I have to say, and I need you to hear me loud and clear, I am not a dietitian. This is what works for me. I'm not telling you this is the right way or this is the only way. This is just what, after years and years of weight loss battles and different trainers and nutritionists and dietitians and a lot of conflicting advice from different people and the internet, take parts of it if you want, take tips, take the advice. As far as the actual foods that I am eating, take it with a grain of salt. Also, because this is the internet and there is a comment section and everybody's entitled to their opinion, obviously you're free to leave whatever critiques or opinions you have about my diet and my lifestyle below. But I've tried many things for many years and I'm finally so happy, and I can genuinely say I feel and look amazing, and this is what works for my body. I am not a healthcare professional. Our bodies are not all created equal. What works for me may not work for you. I just hope that you can learn something through my journey. Hopefully you'll be able to pick up on some tips, tricks, tactics to find out what works for you and what makes you and your body look and feel incredible. I think that the most frustrating and honestly sometimes heartbreaking thing when it comes to weight loss is all of the conflicting advice and opinions out there. Everybody has an opinion. Some people will tell you to eat only 3 big meals a day. Some people will tell you to eat 6 small meals a day. Some people will say don't eat certain foods. Other people will say that exact same food is essential to your diet. And if you are not one of the beautiful unicorns who is blessed with a mystical genetic makeup, figuring it out can be really difficult. But you have to not give up. You have to not let the missteps or the backslides stop you. You can't just let one bad week make you give up entirely. Give yourself and your body a lot of time to figure out what makes it happy. It took me at least 6 or 7 months to figure it out, you know, on top of 15 years. And it was not easy. I cried a lot. I made a lot of changes a lot of times. And I'm sure I'm going to have to continue to change things as my body changes, my workout plan changes, my cravings change. I hope that's one thing that you do take away from this, even just from this intro, is give yourself time, make as many changes as you need to, and you'll get there. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is 2 typical days for me. So 2 breakfasts, 2 lunches, 2 dinners. I don't think I ever got hungry for a snack in these 2 days, but if you wait till the end of the video, I will say some of the things that I do enjoy snacking on. And also stick around to the end of this video because I will be wrapping up all of the tips and tricks into one neat little package because this is about to be a lot of information. So after you watch me eat everything and listen to me ramble, I'll try to put a nice little bow on it. And yeah, stay tuned to the end for my tips on eating to lose weight, how to stay full, how to kick cravings. I always give myself 2 hours before I work out or train. So I eat, I wait 2 hours, and then I train. It gives your body time to burn up the actual food so that when you actually go to work out, your body is now burning body fat instead of the food that you just ate. You can wake up and work out without breakfast and do fasted cardio. That's even better. That's amazing. But I'm really bad at that because I love breakfast and I want it the second I wake up. But for now, let's just get over to the weird montages of me eating in high speed with a voiceover. Breakfast is by far, without a doubt, my favorite meal, not just meal, moment of the day. Anyways, this is what I normally eat. This is my favorite go-to breakfast. It's not my only breakfast, but it's the one that, especially when I'm trying to slim down, and this is also my hangover breakfast. It is bacon. Now, this is nitrate-free bacon. I have no idea how important that is because the person who told me about it was my psychonutritionist who doesn't know anything, but I've started eating nitrate-free bacon since then because it sounded like it was healthier. So I eat that, 2 eggs, half of an avocado, and half of a grapefruit. All right, let's make some breakfast. Combinations of food are super important. For example, a lot of people give me crap about eating bacon, but I actually find when I eat bacon consistently that I slim down really quickly, and a lot of trainers actually recommend bacon. What I will not touch is turkey bacon. Any meat or anything that is processed to look like another meat. That just means chemical shitstorm. Nothing that is chemically engineered to look or taste like a thing that it is not. Bacon is full of fat. But fat is good. Your body needs fat, especially if you're eating pretty low fat the rest of the day. When bacon is bad, however, is when you eat it with the wrong food. So for example, if I ate it on toast every morning, that would be a bad food combination. I want my bacon to not burn. And it's burnt. I use the same bacon grease and cook my eggs in that. And that's my alarm clock. Those of you who follow me on Snapchat know that this is, in fact, a part of my morning routine and afternoon and evening. This is my nightmare. This is my nightmare. This is my morning. This is my evening. This is my life. Half an avocado. Store the side with the pit in the fridge because somebody told me once that makes it stay fresher, and I blindly believe things that sound like they make sense. I'll probably eat it for lunch tomorrow. Half a grapefruit. And I eat it like a weirdo. Okay, so this is the full meal, and it's honestly a lot of food. It will fill you. It gives me a lot of energy. Like, I don't get hungry for 5-6 hours, and that's after an intense 2-hour workout. And I do recommend using a calorie app and a macro app. Calories are not everything, but they are important. No matter what you might hear, this is my school of thought. You can believe whatever you want. My school of thought is energy in, energy out. That's how you burn fat. Now, you may watch me eat while I watch YouTube videos. Count your calories, but do not obsess over them. If you can, track your calories for at least a little while. I didn't in the beginning because where I was mentally, it didn't feel like the healthiest thing to do. And obviously, if you have negative feelings about calories and eating in general, that is something that you need to seek professional help for immediately. I highly, highly urge you to. But once I got that all out of my head, this is probably the single most important part of my weight loss journey. First of all, I learned that I wasn't eating even close to the amount of food that I should have been eating. But I didn't know that because I wasn't counting. When I started eating a lot more, I started losing a lot more. Get this, guys. Your body needs food to live. If you aren't eating enough, your body is going to cling onto the weight. Your cortisol levels are going to go up. On that note, you have to be honest with yourself. When you really hold yourself accountable and you truly start entering in everything that you're eating, you're less likely to eat something that is bad for you or something that you don't need, like unhealthy snacks or candy or chips. But you do have to be honest with yourself, because if you eat those things and you don't track your calories and you can't figure out why you're not losing weight, that is the reason why. But the most important thing to remember when talking about calories, please read my lips, is they are very important, but they are not everything. There are some healthy foods that have way more calories than unhealthy foods, but it's much better to put that thing in your mouth with more calories. The best way I've ever heard this explained to me, imagine having a 100 calorie pack of banana muffins and an actual banana. The 100 calorie pack of muffins has, you guessed it, 100 calories. The banana has 110 calories. So a lot of people, if they get too obsessed with the idea of counting calories, would go for the 100 calorie pack of muffins. However, the muffins are full of processed food and garbage, and the banana is a whole food packed with nutrients that is very good for your body. Calories aren't everything. Look at what you're eating. My general rule is try to eat as few ingredients as possible. I feel so full right now. I did not need that grapefruit, but I wanted it. It tasted like candy. Give your body what it wants and don't force it to eat things that it doesn't want. If you are force feeding yourself things that you do not enjoy, you are not going to stick with it, obviously. Find an alternate that works. If you don't like grapefruit, feel free to replace it with an orange or some other fruit. Okay, so I have to head off to the gym. It has been 5 hours since you saw me last, which is perfect because I try to only eat every 5 hours as per my trainer, because he explained something about, I don't know, I'll explain it later. Here are my general rules. I only eat 3 times a day as often as I can. This is up for debate. This is what my trainer recommended to me, and I was very, very resistant to it. Mainly because I was afraid that I was going to be hungry all day, and because I know I have an emotional attachment to eating. So someone telling me I have to eat half as many times as I want to be eating is really, really hard. However, when I started following this rule, that's when the weight really started coming off. I was spiking my insulin half the amount of times I normally was through the day. Science, Google it. And I was forcing myself to eat more calories calories so that I wouldn't get hungry again. Lots of good calories, less times in the day. For me, that was the trick. I also wait 5 or more hours in between each meal before I eat again, because that's how long it takes for your body to actually use up the food and then get into the burn zone. Science, Google it. Again, I'm not a dietitian. This is what my trainer, who has transformed so many people's lives and bodies, told me to do, and when I started following it, that's when I started losing the weight. It's time to eat again. I had a really good workout, but when I get home, I'm just hungry and ready to eat. And my favorite thing to do is eat some type of fruit while I'm waiting for everything else to heat up, because it's like candy to me at this point, like the same with the grapefruit. This is my favorite. When I'm done working out, a half of a personal watermelon. It's so juicy. I'm salivating thinking about it. It's so sweet. It makes my mouth feel all hydrated, and just the explode. I love watermelon so much. It's my favorite fruit, and it just hydrates you and replenishes you from your workout. Plan your meals and prep. I literally schedule my day around eating. I make sure I'm awake in time to eat 2 hours before I train. I make sure I can eat pretty much right after I train. If I'm going out for the night, I make sure I have a big dinner first. I always have cooked food in my fridge ready to go, like chicken, boiled eggs that I can just grab and eat. Always have a ton of fresh fruit laying around. Love melon, love pears, love peaches. If you have the things you're supposed to be eating readily available, you are more likely to eat the things that you're supposed to be eating. Meal prepping changes your life. If you can't eat it, don't keep it. As a late night snacker and notorious drunk eater, this is vital. I can't tell you how many nights I come home wanting to eat pizza or chips or anything cheesy. I didn't have it in my house, so I couldn't eat it. If you have junk food, throw it away. It will save your life. I finished my half a watermelon, and honestly, I feel full. One thing that I have learned, especially because I really live and die by this 5-hour rule as much as possible, I try to eat as much as I can in my actual meal slots, because then if I did just eat this half a watermelon, even though I feel really full and satisfied right now, I would probably be pretty hungry again in an hour or two, and then I would eat again, and then I would spike my insulin. Science. All right, so I'm not crazy about measuring my food. For example, if I eat a sweet potato, I don't measure it by ounce. I just kind of guesstimate. I do like to weigh my meat though. So normally I would eat 6 for lunch, but like I said, I'm not feeling crazy hungry. I'm gonna stick with 4 ounces, which is about that much. Frozen vegetables. This is a lifesaver for me. You just pop it in the microwave. Frozen vegetables, fun fact, I've learned are actually apparently, feel free to debate me on it, obviously I'm not a scientist, but are apparently better for you than fresh vegetables, because fresh vegetables, when they're sitting out, the nutrients are constantly dying as they're sitting on the shelf, whereas with frozen vegetables, they usually flash freeze them pretty much as soon as they're picked. So all the nutrients are frozen, and then when you cook them, they're apparently better for you. I don't know, but for me, they're more convenient, easier to cook. Find healthy alternatives. Replace your soda with a bubbly fizzy water. Try switching out your regular peanut butter with a dehydrated peanut butter powder. Swap out candy or bars with fresh fruit. On that note, try to cut out as much unnatural processed carbs and sugar as humanly possible. Believe me on this, again, theme of the video, it takes time, but your taste buds will change. I crave grapefruit in the morning because they are so sweet to me now. I used to not be able to stand it. Yum! When I started drinking carbonated water or sparkling water, this has changed my life significantly. That sounds so dramatic, but it really has. This one's hint water. I drink them when I'm feeling like I want to taste something. If I'm having a craving for soda, it comes in a bunch of different flavors. This one's peach. There's also, I have them all too. This is literally my fridge. My entire top shelf is dedicated to hint water. Watermelon is one of my favorite flavors. Blackberry is really good. Where's my favorite? I love the cherry. Am I out of cherry? I might be out of cherry. No sugar, no sweeteners, 0 calories. There's nothing in the ingredients list except for carbonated water, peach, and other natural flavors. These have helped me completely cut soda out of my life. Even if you're drinking diet soda, try to cut it out of your life. I try to drink as few and eat as few artificial flavorings as I possibly can, because at the end of the day, chemicals are not meant to be in your body. I know this just does something for me. Also, don't know if they'd be happy with me saying this, but I love mixing this with vodka. Make sure when you open your fridge that you're actually hungry. If you're like me, you eat when you're stressed, you eat when you're bored, you eat when you're sad, you eat when you're anxious. Also, a lot of times, you're just thirsty. So apparently sometimes your brain, because it's rude, will tell your body it's hungry when it actually is just dehydrated. It needs water. That's another area that I really love, bubbly flavored waters. So I can drink it with my meals. It helps me feel more full. The flavor helps kick a little bit of craving. I legitimately drink like 6 or more a day, and halfway through the bottle I'm like, oh, I really wasn't hungry at all. I was just craving something. A lot of times it's just the feeling of putting something to your mouth that you're craving. That's what she said. Hello, my darlings. It is now dinner time. I'm so tired, and tomorrow's Wednesday, so I have so much work to do on tomorrow's video. It is about 8 o'clock. I ate lunch around 3, so again, 5 hours. My body starts getting hungry again naturally. So, time to eat. Tonight for dinner, I'm going to have a seasoned turkey patty. So easy and so fast, and it tastes so good, especially with spicy mustard. Condiments make the world go round. I'm going to have a sweet potato again. I eat sweet potatoes most lunch and dinner because it makes me feel full. And I think I'm gonna eat green beans again. Dude, you can have so much fun with your food. My plates are boring as fuck because I'm boring as fuck. And also I'm lazy. But I like these things. These are the things that taste good to me. But look up recipes. I know you can make buffalo wings out of cauliflower. And a lot of people make cauliflower crust pizza. Make fun chip dip out of things. But I'm way too lazy. I don't got the time for that. I love putting garlic salt on vegetables. It makes them taste so much yummier. Now, tracking what you eat isn't just for calories. It's also to figure out your macros and your nutrients. Take inventory of what makes you feel really good and what makes you feel not good. So if you finish your meals for the day and you thought, wow, I was hungry all day, or it's late at night and you're wanting a snack, go back and figure out what you're missing. Are you missing carbs, fat, protein in your diet? What are you depriving your body of that is stopping you from feeling full? I'm very full. Don't beat yourself up. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have moments of weakness. You're gonna be at a birthday party and want the cake, and sometimes you should have the cake. The thing that really helped me was the realization that this part isn't forever. In the beginning, you do have to be a lot stricter with yourself. If your friends are going out drinking 2 times a week, you can't. I mean, you can, but it's gonna take you a lot longer to lose the weight. If you really, really love sweets and junk food, you have to cut it out. You'll have to skip the pizza and the dessert for a little while, but not forever. There were so many times in the middle of this journey, I almost gave up forever because I kept thinking, I can't do this for the rest of my life. Cutting out things that I want and not enjoying going out with my friends. And then I realized this is the hard part. Once I change my body and turn it into a machine that knows how to handle food and burn fat, your body becomes a lot more forgiving and it becomes maintenance. Get your body where you want it, keep it there for a while, and then you can start treating yourself more and more in moderation. I just went to India for a week and ate foods that I really wouldn't eat here at home. Bread, waffles, dessert, alcohol. I was eating so many times a day, and my body looks about the same, and the longer you do it, the quicker you bounce back. However, I hate to tell you this, but it is the absolute truth. It's gonna take you about a year to get there. It's really hard, but it's worth it to have the body that you want for the rest of your life, to make some sacrifices now. You'll get there, and it gets so much easier. I promise you, if you take nothing else from this video. How many times have I said that in this video? Probably 100. If you take nothing else from this video, just know that it does get easier. I would never have thought that I would be eating 3 times a day and feeling full and not craving sugar and candy and chips all the time. I feel so good. Sorry, that was so much information. Let me wrap it up for you real quick. Here are my general tips. Give this a try. Try eating 3 meals a day and try eating 5 hours between each meal. Count your calories and figure out your macros and figure out what your body is missing so that you can feel full, kick your cravings, figure out what you like to eat, and don't force yourself to eat in a way that makes you unhappy because you won't stick with it. Find healthy alternatives to unhealthy eating habits. Make sure you're actually hungry when you eat. Plan your meals and meal prep. Don't keep the things in your house that you should not be eating and you won't eat them. And my favorite rule is don't beat yourself up. It's gonna take some time, but you're gonna figure it out. It's gonna be okay, I promise. Whew. This is this week's Showstopper of the Week. I love you, baby. If you'd like to be a Showstopper, make sure you're following me on Twitter and Instagram with my notifications turned on. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up. I'll be posting my fitness video next week, I hope. As always, I love you very much. Thanks for being a part of my family. I am now a dietitian, and I will see you next time.
How do we know which ones are the healthy foods to eat?
Well, that's easy. The food groups can easily be sorted using the simple health shape. Choosing normal, plain-looking foods such as bread, cream, white sauce, and aspic keep the body ticking over just nicely. Isn't that right?
I need to go.